Hello everyone, Dragon Greg aka Lee O'Brien, and today I'm about to do a ranking on the Kung Fu Panda franchise. This isn't just the trilogy, this includes the 2 TV shows and the 4 shorts, until Kung Fu Panda 4 comes out, until we get a 5th and final short come out, and then obviously the Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, and Season 6 of Kung Fu Panda the Paws of Destiny to be released. So this is my ranking on all Kung Fu Panda properties, so let's begin. Kung Fu Panda The Paws of Destiny is definitely the weakest Kung Fu Panda property, and this is a huge letdown compared to the other stuff. How could they remove the Furious 5 and Shifu? Just how fucking could they? That really, DreamWorks, that really gives you the big middle finger, doesn't it? Just for doing that, but yeah. Other than that though, it does have its greatness. Paws of Destiny, it is decent, don't get me wrong. It's an enjoyable, fun, entertaining show, but just so damn disappointing compared to the awesomeness of Legends of Awesomeness. Kung Fu Panda Paws of Destiny is a nice continuation of Kung Fu Panda 3, though I would have preferred a series set between Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3, as they could have explained a few plot holes very well. However, it does have its greatness, like the baby panda characters are quite good. Nu Hai was good, Bao was good, Fantong was good, Jing was good, J Tusk, the villain, was pretty cool, but the main villain, Xin Dao, was absolutely incredible. There was so much development on Xin Dao, and he was definitely one of my positives. It was also nice to see more of that Kung Fu Panda 2 Po grow to be in the Paws of Destiny Po, which I thought was quite cool, seeing that Po is now the Dragon Master. He's now, it seems to me, he's going through all these different villages, training all new Kung Fu warriors to become Kung Fu masters like himself. And I can definitely see that, but DreamWorks, please put the Furious 5 and Shifu in the other seasons. Okay, fine, I don't mind if Shifu's not in it, but Furious 5, especially Tigers, please, put them in the rest of it, please. We deserve to see them more. Secrets of the Masters is, like Paws of Destiny, it's the weakest of the 4 shorts, and yeah, it's not as good. The problem with this short, it focuses on characters who aren't that memorable. Like, not memorable as in bad, don't get me wrong. I love the Masters Council, I love Master Storming Rhino, I love Master Thundering Ox, and I love Master Croc. The thing is, what's the point? Like, why do we need to see their backstory? Like, it just doesn't seem that big of a deal. You alright? While I'm not saying the short is bad, in fact I think it is actually really good. It's better than Paws of Destiny, rather than Paws of Destiny being a 6.5. This one is a 7.5, yeah. I originally was going to give it an 8, but now I'll give it a 7. But the great thing is the villain. The Wu sisters are fantastic. They are great villains to add to this franchise, and, you know, it would be nice to see them more. Maybe in Paws of Destiny we could. Maybe. We just gotta wait and see. Legends of Awesomeness is it's fantastic. It's a great gap between Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, and a good prequel to Kung Fu Panda 2. Not quite as good as How to Train Your Dragon Race to the Edge was to How to Train Your Dragon 2. It's still up there, and it's definitely one of the best DreamWorks shows. A lot better than Paws of Destiny. Legends of Awesomeness, yeah, it's got its issues like Riders and Defenders of Berk, but it still was acceptable for what it was, and it was decent for how old it was, and it's definitely one of the better shows made by Nickelodeon, due to most of Nickelodeon shows being pieces of crap and garbage, just for kids. But Legends of Awesomeness, I think, is really good, and is quite mature as well. It does definitely follow the same Kung Fu Panda direction. However, it may, yeah, true, might have some issues there and there, but I enjoyed it. I love Legends of Awesomeness. It's overall a fantastic TV show. Kung Fu Panda Holiday is a great Christmas special, and up there with Gift of the Night Fury, it's a nice Christmas addition to the Kung Fu Panda world. It shows how these characters would celebrate Christmas, like how the Burkians would celebrate Christmas, and it does a great job exploring that, and I think it's really good and really acceptable as well. Secrets of the Furious 5 is awesome. This short is absolutely amazing. It explores the backstory of the individual Furious 5 member in a phenomenal way. And like Legends of Awesomeness, it tells itself very maturely as well. So Secrets of the Furious 5 is awesome. Secrets of the Scroll. Best short ever, DreamWorks. Well done. This short is fantastic. It is absolutely amazing. And it was nice to have it set before Kung Fu Panda 3, but most of it obviously set before Kung Fu Panda 1. The 2D animation is beautiful. Seeing Tigress as a teenager is wonderful, and seeing Po as a teenager is great as well. This short is definitely a fantastic prequel to the original Kung Fu Panda, and also a good, decent little prequel to Kung Fu Panda 3. Kung Fu Panda 1 is a great start to the trilogy. It really feels like a good beginning to Kung Fu Panda as a whole. It really began Poe's story very well. It began everyone else's character very well. And like How to Train Your Dragon 1, this is a great start to a franchise. This is a really good build-up as well. I know this may surprise you, but Kung Fu Panda 3, I love this film. Don't get me wrong, it is outstanding, but I think I'd have to say it's probably my second favorite. It's always changed between this and the number two, but I think Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3 are on par. I'd say they're a tie, but a little more to the second one. I know I'm mostly spoiling my number one spot, but it's kind of predictable. Kung Fu Panda 3 is definitely a great, like, a nice little kind of wrap up to Poe's story, but it's not worthy of a finale like How to Train Your Dragon 3: The Hidden World, which is why I'm really hoping that we do get Kung Fu Panda 4 to wrap everything up, kill off Shifu, put Poe and Tigress together, like finish every single thing up, and let Paws of Destiny do that as well for the TV show side. And I think, yeah, it's nice that we most likely will get a fifth and final short with Kung Fu Panda 4. So Kung Fu Panda 4 is probably going to be the final one. Kung Fu Panda 2 is the best in the franchise. This film is just outstanding. What makes Kung Fu Panda 2 so good is probably its tone. The dark and emotional tone really fits the tone of Kung Fu Panda. It's taking its mature tone and some of its comedy and taking it a little bit more higher gripped. This film is really dark as well, and I mean, it's almost up there with Legend of the Guardians the Owls of Ga'Hoole. And to be fair, okay, fine. It's not as dark as Legend of the Guardians. It's nowhere near that tone, but it's close. It's up there. It's like How to Train Your Dragon 2. It is close to getting up to that tone of darkness. And, you know, a lot of people were scared of this movie, and I could see why. I cried at this movie when I saw it in the cinema back in June 12th, 2011. This film is very emotional and a lot more serious than Kung Fu Panda 3. Well, I'd say Kung Fu Panda 3 had a bit more mature moments. This one had more darker moments, and we all know how dark is compared to mature. Dark is a tone that can really work. It worked with shows such as Troll Hunters, Ninjago, Race to the Edge itself. But Kung Fu Panda 2 exceeds their dark tone. Kung Fu Panda 2 is definitely one of the darkest animated films out there. And it's definitely probably the darkest DreamWorks film, right next to How to Train Your Dragon 2. I'd even say it's darker than How to Train Your Dragon 2. There's a lot more darker stuff here than there was in How to Train Your Dragon 2. But that's not to say Dragon 2 was not dark. Dragon 2 was really dark as well. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2 is definitely my favourite of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. It's the most mature, most darkest, most emotional, and it makes me, well, very emotional throughout the movie. And Shen is a great villain, so that's one thing. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda, well, I know I said I'm letting this franchise go, like let the future of it go. Well, I have to admit, yes, I am still, like, agreeing with that statement, but I'm thinking, like, you know, the more I rewatch these films, everything feels connected. Now, not as good as How to Train Your Dragon, it's not as good as consistency as that, but if you watch this franchise together, and you watch the first film, Secrets of the Furious 5, Kung Fu Panda Holiday, Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness, Kung Fu Panda 2, Kung Fu Panda Secrets of the Masters, Kung Fu Panda Secrets of the Scroll, Kung Fu Panda 3, and Kung Fu Panda The Paws of Destiny. So that's 9 properties we have of Kung Fu Panda. It really feels a big story, and I can't wait to see it, like, conclude. And Kung Fu Panda 4 is probably going to come out in 2021 or 2022. Boss Baby 2, go fuck yourself. You're not getting released near me. I'm probably not even going to watch Boss Baby 2, even though I probably will because I like DreamWorks, but fuck it, it sucks. It's gonna be awful. Boss Baby is the worst film I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that made more money than Legend of the Guardians. I mean, how dare you? But seriously though, I hate the Boss Baby. I despise it. At least like with the Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon, Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole, even Rise of the Guardians and Kubo and the Two Strings are mature stories and can be enjoyed by families. While I will say, LOTG, Legend of the Guardians, and Kubo aren't really for children because it could scare them. But at least Kung Fu Panda 2 and Dragon 2, they're like the Ninjago sort of vein, except darker, where children can watch them with their parents. So yeah, just be careful if you're going to watch Legend of the Guardians and Kubo and the Two Strings. They are rated PG for a reason. But yeah, Kung Fu Panda is definitely, it's a great franchise, and I can't wait to show this to the next generation, and I can't wait to see this where it ends. I can't wait to see where the fourth film concludes it all. I can't wait to see where the fifth and final short concludes it all. And then Kung Fu Panda is obviously over. And you know what? Paws of Destiny, it could get outstanding. As disappointing as it was quite dark in some places. And it does have its greatness. And I agree with Harry Thomas. Like, he even agrees with me that it's got a lot of problems, but it has its greatness. And that's good. It's good that it has its greatness, even if it is a huge disappointment. So Kung Fu Panda as a whole, what will I rate Kung Fu Panda? I'd obviously give it a 10, but let's add up my ratings. Kung Fu Panda 1, 10 out of 10. Secrets of Furious 5, 10 out of 10. The Holiday Special, 10 out of 10. Legend of Awesomeness, I'll be generous, so 10. 2, 10. Secrets of Masters, 8. Secrets of the Scrolls, 10. Kung Fu Panda 3, 10. Paws of Destiny, 6 point. Actually, no, I'll give it a 7 because it does have its greatness, and I'm getting more positive towards it as I've just rewatched the whole franchise. So I would give Kung Fu Panda as a whole, I'm going to be nice, and I'll be fine, I'll be serious. I'm going to give Kung Fu Panda a 90 out of 100. So as Kung Fu Panda 4 comes out, and the more darker that one gets, the more typo we have, obviously the Shifu death, and the fifth and final short, whatever that's going to be about, and Paws of Destiny, as long as it explains how Lee survived and puts the Furious 5. This franchise will get 100 from me. I'm being honest, and I just want to be serious because there are some problems I do have with Kung Fu Panda now that I'm older, and it's not that I don't love it as much as I used to. In fact, I love it even more because I'm more like getting older. It's just that I prefer How to Train Your Dragon, but hey, that's not a bad thing. Kung Fu Panda is still outstanding, but you know what? If you're gonna watch this franchise, I'll give you the chronicle order in the description. I'll see you guys next time, and skadoosh.